Have you ever felt like you're changing, but you can't explain how? Like the world feels the same, yet you are no longer the same person moving through it? Carl Jung believed that awakening does not arrive with noise, certainty, or celebration. It arrives quietly, invisibly, and often painfully. Most people mistake awakening for happiness or success. Jung warned that this misunderstanding causes many people to abandon the process right before transformation begins. In this video, we'll explore 9 hidden signs that you are awakening faster than others. Signs that most people overlook, suppress, or misunderstand. If you resonate with more than a few of these, Jung would say you are not lost. You are becoming. Stay with this video until the end because the final sign explains why awakening often feels like loneliness, and why that loneliness is not a flaw but a passage. Sign 1. You feel disconnected from who you used to be. One of the earliest signs of psychological awakening, according to Carl Jung, is the quiet death of an old identity. You may notice that things which once defined you, habits, roles, even relationships, no longer fit. Jung called this the beginning of individuation, the process of becoming your true self rather than the self society conditioned you to be. This disconnection often feels confusing. You're not who you were, but you're not yet sure who you're becoming. Many people interpret this as depression or failure. Jung saw it as a necessary rupture. The ego resists this phase because it thrives on familiarity. But awakening requires separation from outdated versions of the self. Sign 2. Solitude feels necessary, not optional. As awakening accelerates, you may crave solitude, not because you dislike people but because noise becomes overwhelming. Jung believed solitude is essential for confronting the unconscious. When you're alone, suppressed thoughts, memories, and emotions rise to the surface. This can feel uncomfortable, even frightening. That is why many people avoid solitude. But if you find yourself needing alone time to think, reflect, or simply breathe, it is often a sign that your psyche is reorganizing itself. You are making space for your authentic voice. Sign 3. You see through social masks. Carl Jung famously said, "The persona is what we would like to be and what others would like us to be." As awakening deepens, the persona begins to dissolve. You may start noticing how often people perform roles, seeking validation, hiding insecurity, or conforming out of fear. This awareness can feel isolating. You may struggle to engage in shallow conversations or tolerate dishonesty, even when it's socially acceptable. This is not arrogance. It is perception sharpening. Sign 4. Emotional reactions intensify before they stabilize. One misunderstood sign of awakening is emotional volatility. Jung explained that when unconscious material rises to consciousness, emotions intensify before integration occurs. You may feel anger, sadness, grief, or anxiety without a clear external cause. This does not mean you are regressing. It means suppressed material is surfacing to be processed. Avoiding these emotions delays awakening. Facing them transforms you. Sign 5. You question meaning more than success. As awakening accelerates, external success loses its power to satisfy. You may begin asking deeper questions. Why am I here? What actually matters? Whose life am I living? Jung believed that a life without meaning leads to neurosis. When meaning becomes more important than achievement, awakening is already underway. Sign 6. You feel drawn to psychology, symbols, and the unconscious. Many awakened individuals feel a sudden pull toward psychology, dreams, mythology, or symbolism. This is no coincidence. Jung believed the unconscious communicates through symbols. If you find yourself analyzing dreams, repeating patterns, or archetypes, your psyche is seeking dialogue. You are no longer satisfied with surface explanations. You want truth, even when it is uncomfortable. Sign 7. Old relationships begin to fall away. Awakening often disrupts relationships. Not because you've become cold, but because you've become honest. Jung warned that growth threatens relationships built on shared wounds or unconscious contracts. Some people will not evolve with you. This loss can feel painful, but it is often necessary for individuation. Sign 8. You experience periods of inner conflict. Jung called this confrontation with the shadow. Parts of yourself you once denied, fear, envy, anger, vulnerability, begin demanding acknowledgement. This stage is often misinterpreted as failure. In reality, it is psychological maturity. You cannot become whole by rejecting parts of yourself. Sign 9. You feel lonely even when you are not alone. This is perhaps the most painful sign, and the most misunderstood. Awakening creates distance between you and collective thinking. You may feel unseen, misunderstood, or alone even among others. Jung believed this loneliness is not abandonment, it is separation from the unconscious crowd. It is the price of becoming an individual. If you recognized yourself in several of these signs, Carl Jung would say this: you are not broken. You are not behind. You are not losing your way. You are awakening. And awakening is not a destination. It is a lifelong process of becoming who you truly are. If this video resonated with you, reflect quietly on which sign spoke to you most. And remember, not everyone will understand your journey. But Jung believed the soul does not awaken to be understood. It awakens to be whole.